I've got three major issues with eBay promoted listings and how they are reported on eBay website and how they are reported by reselling YouTubers here on YouTube. Let's have a look. Hello and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Polish Pete, eBay reseller based in UK. I buy cheap ladies clothing in bulk and I sell them individually on eBay for profit. I'm also an unpaid carer for an elderly and disabled person who lives abroad. Excuse me. Today I would like to talk about three major issues that I have with eBay promoted listings. I mean, you need to understand, guys, that this is literally a scam. eBay wants to fool you. They will show you nice, beautiful numbers so you can believe that what you are doing is the right thing to do, promoting your items to get extra sales. But it's not true, I'm afraid. You need to know that, you need to be aware of that, you need to understand those numbers to make an educated decision about promoted listings and how to use them in your business. But before we start, if you're interested in reselling content, please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so yet. I would also be very grateful for any likes, as this really helps to encourage YouTube algorithm to push my videos to new viewers. If you could share this video in your social media, that would be absolutely smashing. So guys, first of all, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say promoted listings is bad and you should stay away from it at any cost. It's only a tool, one of the tools on your disposal. But you need to understand that you can chop down the tree with an axe, but also you can chop off your leg with it when you are not careful enough. So as always, educating yourself and understanding the tool that you use is crucial. And I see left, right, and center that people still don't get it and still saying silly things about promoted listings. So guys, three major issues that I have with promoted listings. I mean, I don't have those issues because I do understand them, but I see a lot of people having those issues without even realizing that. So number one is ROAS. Yeah, let's take a look at this screenshot here. As you can see, my ROAS is about 46 pounds. Now, if you want to say that promoted listings is great because I'm making 46 pounds for every pound that I spend on my ads, then this is silly, absolutely silly. Yeah, this is absolute rubbish. This is what eBay wants you to believe. So you feel good about it and you keep pushing your hard-earned money into eBay's pocket. Now bear in mind that ROAS at 46 is very high. As far as I can see on YouTube, as far as I can read in comments, this is high. People work with way much lower ROAS than 46. Yeah? But let's calculate my true ROAS. Yeah? My average selling price is 11 pounds. 11 pounds and it includes postage. So this ROAS that you see on eBay shows you the money including postage, if you charge postage. So these 46 pounds represent roughly 4 items. Yeah? 4 times 11 equals 44, so it's close enough to 46 to assume that. So let's start extracting my cost out of those 46 pounds ROAS. 1 pound I've just spent for promoting them. Yeah? I spent £1 to take, not make, to take £46. Yeah? 4 items means that I have spent about £5 to buy them. £1.25 average cost of buying items. I don't exactly know how much it is, but it is between 1 and 150. So let's say 125. Yeah. Now postage. I pay £2.50 per item for my postage on average. So £10 for 4 items. Now eBay final value fees. That's 11% plus VAT, which is more or less 13.5%. So that's about £6.25. Now, final value fee flat. That's 36 pence, VAT included. So times 4, let's say £1.50. Yeah. Now my shop subscription. I pay few quid shy of £100 a month for my shop subscription, and I sell few items shy of 200 items a month, which means that from every item that I sell, I have to set aside 50 pence to cover my subscription fee. 4 items times 50 pence, £2. Yeah. So if we extract all that from my ROAS, which is 46, we will end up with 18.25, significantly less than half of what eBay is trying to convince me to. Yeah? Please forgive me, but I call it a scam. And we didn't even started to talk about overheads. Phone, broadband, electricity. If you, for example, wash your items before you sell them, that will be significant cost. Diesel, wear and tear, rent if you have to pay for storage, bookkeeping software if you use it, and many more. Yeah? Take all those costs that you are paying every month, divided by number of items that you are selling every month, and you've got that overheads per item. For me, that will be more or less additional pound per additional pound for those 4 items that I've got here. So 25 pence per item. So if we extract that another £1 from 18.25, yeah, we have in hand £17, 17.25. Now we have to consider man hours. How much time will it take me to process those 4 items from A to Z, from sourcing to dispatch? Yeah, and that would be about 60 minutes in my case. That's everything from sourcing to dispatch, where if we add up this time, it will be 15 minutes per item, 60 minutes per 4 items. So at this point, I end up with £17 for my hour of work. From that 46 ROAS, yeah, we end up with £17 to cover my man hours. For me, it's still acceptable, but I do understand that there might be people for whom this will not be acceptable, that's £17. Guys, also, you need to know at what point you are treading water. At what point you are losing money by promoting your items. For me, ROAS at 8 means that I'm treading water. Yeah? And that's without considering overheads and man hours. This is just the cost associated with eBay, postage, and cost of buy, nothing else. So at ROAS 8, I'm working for free, and I'm not covering my overheads, my broadband, my diesel, and all that kind of stuff. So For me, my ROAS has to be significantly higher than 8 to make it viable. In fact, when I look at my ROAS now, 46, and my calculations now, 17 pounds per hour, this is something that I wouldn't like to go below. Yeah? If my ROAS hits 40, it means that I'm spending too much on my promoted listings. Yeah? Second issue that I have. Let's have a look at this screen once again, and now please concentrate on those two underlined numbers. This is what I see left, right, and center on YouTube. Unfortunately, my great friend Kevin, Stoic Reseller, also propagates this issue. Yeah? Kevin, my mate, I love you. You are doing great job with your videos. You are doing well on eBay. I wish I could do the same. It's nothing personal, mate. Nothing against you, but this problem bothers me. Yeah? If you want to tell me that this is great because I give somebody 20 pounds and he gives me back 980, well, we have a problem here. This is massive misunderstanding, to put it light. Saying this is playing eBay game. This is what eBay wants us to believe. This is what the game that eBay wants us to play. For me, this is unfortunately reinforcing eBay scam, helping eBay to brainwash people. This example is ridiculous. If I had somebody to give me 980 pounds for the 20 pounds that I have given him, that would be fine. That would be superb, marvelous. But there is a significant cost associated with swapping that money, and there is a significant man-hours, time and effort needed to process all those items that we are talking about. So let's take that 980 pounds. That was for 89 items that I have sold via those promoted listings. Let's extract that 20 pounds that I've paid to promote them. Yeah? Because I've sold 89 items, my cost of goods will be 111. Because I have posted 89 items, my postage will be 222. 2 pounds for packaging materials, 44 pounds to cover my shop subscription fee at 50 pence per item, 132 pounds to cover my variable final value fee, and 32 pounds to cover my flat final value fee. So we have a situation here where I'm giving the guy 20 pounds, he gives me back 980, but there is a third guy who immediately takes a massive chunk of that money, and I'm left with 417. And it suddenly starts to look a bit worse, doesn't it? Again, for somebody it may be okay, but for somebody else it may not be okay. Yeah? Now, out of that 417 that I've got left, we need to cover overheads and man hours. And what's left, it's not extra money. And I will explain that in a second. The third major issue with promoted listings that I have is the fact that these sales that you are getting by promoting your items, these are not extra sales on top of what you would get without promoting. Listen, Listen very carefully now, because this is the biggest scam that eBay wants you to believe. eBay wants you to believe that all those promoted listing sales are sales on top of your organic sales. Promote to get extra sales. Promote to get extra exposure. Promote to get extra income. Promote to get extra profit. Dirty liars. Have a look at this picture here. The top row on this picture represents your first month when you are not promoting. The middle row is the month that you are promoting. For example, a first month of your promoting. Last row is the month when you are starting to increase your fees. You are starting to increase number of items that you are promoting, and simply represents the time that has passed. Let's say it's a month number 5, 6, 7, 8, something like that. In the first month, you had 8 sales. Just as an example, they were all green, meaning they were all organic, you weren't promoting. In the second month, you started to promote. You have 2 extra sales. Wow! Extra sales because I promote, right? No, wrong. Look what has happened. 2 sales that were organic are now promoted. And this is how eBay is gaslighting you. This is where they are making money. They are not making money out of the fact that you are selling more items because you are promoting. They are making money because of the fact that they are swapping some of your organic sales to promoted sales. In other words, promoted sales are cannibalizing your organic sales. And the more items you promote, the higher fee that you are willing to pay, the longer you promote, the halo effect on top of that, the more organic sales are being cannibalized. And you end up in a third row. And then you decide, right, this is ridiculous, I'm paying too much for promoting my items, and you stop promoting. And what I hear left, right, and center on YouTube, my sales have dried up. This is why eBay took all those promoted sales, and you didn't go back to 8 organic that you had at the beginning in a first month. You ended up with 2 organic after eBay took all those promoted. You ended up with 2 organic, and you ended up saying, my sales have dried up. My sales went out of the cliff. This is why. So let's go back to the previous example. I give somebody 20 pounds and he gives me back 980. When I extract those cannibalized sales, it's not 980 anymore. It's not 980. It is not. Because I would get those sales without promoting. At least some of them. Because my organic sales have been cannibalized. And eBay shows me great number, nice looking number, but this number is just a lie. You feel good because your sales are growing, but eBay feels even better because you are paying them way much more than you should, because quietly they are swapping your organic sales into promoted sales. And that's the money that comes directly from your profit margin. Directly into eBay's profit margin, because it doesn't cost them a dime to do it. You are giving your profit to eBay basically for nothing. Look, they are robbing you blindly, and you are getting closer and closer and closer to treading water, because your profit per item goes down in the percentage, because you are paying more and more and more and more for those promoted listings. Charity shop earns money because you're sourcing. Royal Mail earns money because you post your items. eBay earns money. Storage unit earns money. Phone and broadband company earns money. And you do all the hard work, but you are treading water because your profit margin goes further and further and further down to the point where break-even point is a success. Yeah, when my ROAS is 8 or 9 or 10. Yeah, and you know what's the worst? You feel good about it because eBay shows you fake ROAS, tries to tell you that these promoted sales, they are extra sales on top of your organic sales. And then YouTubers tell you that you give somebody £20 and he gives you back 980. What's not to like about it? I don't know. Maybe the fact that it's not true. This is eBay's cocaine. This is eBay's cocaine. You pay for it, you ruin your body, and you feel good. And at the end of the day, you end up being addicted. So when you stop promoting, your sales fall off the cliff, and you go back and promote them again. Now, like I've said at the beginning, I'm not trying to tell you that promoted listings are bad and you shouldn't use them. If you are buying your item for £1 and you sell it for 100, then even if you promote at 25%, it still may not be deal breaker. It still may be all right. It still may be okay. It still may be a good money. But if you pay 20 for your item and you are selling it for 40, claiming, and I see that on YouTube all the time, claiming that you are doubling your money. Well, I hate to tell you, you are not doubling your money. I have to tell you that you have to go back to school and resit your maths. In a worst case scenario, you may not even break even on this item. You are not breaking even on this item, buying for 20, selling for 40. If you add up all the costs involved, you may not be even breaking even. Even breaking even. You know what I mean? What is the point of taking £100,000 a year when you are struggling to make a minimum wage out of it? Look, when you double the amount of items that you are selling, you effectively doubling the profit of everybody around you. You source twice as much, you post twice as much, eBay takes twice as much money as a commission. But if you ended up with growing your profit only by about 20 or 30%, you are earning less per hour because you've doubled the work, you've doubled the time needed to process those items for 20, 30, 50% gain in profit. You should be having 100% gain in profit because you are putting 100% more hours into it. What I say is, understand promoted listings, how they work, pros and cons, how much they will cost you, how this will affect your bottom line, what can you do to avoid paying through the nose, how can you avoid the situation where you are paying promoted fees for items that you would sell organically anyway. Don't be blinded by the growth when you are growing your sales but shrinking your margin, and your total profit stays the same or goes up just a bit or even goes down. What's the point of growth when you are treading water? Stop watching telly, buy yourself a book about critical thinking and read it. Nobody will teach you critical thinking because all the governments of the world don't want you to have these skills. The dumber you are, the easier it is to make you a slave of big business. They don't want you to think critically. And that's all that I've got for you today. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this video interesting. If you have, please don't forget to click that like button on your way out. Also, if you wish to support the channel further, please consider subscribing if you haven't done so yet. Have a great day. I'll see you next time. God bless you all and bye-bye.